Hey guys, working on the son's car. He was coming back from base and it just died on him. I thought it might have been a timing belt that gave out just because, you know, you got timing belts in your brain. So I pulled the plug, checked for spark and compression, and the darn thing started on 3 cylinders. So I immediately went to fuel pressure. It has to be. It's got 3 coils, so unless the controller for the electronics went out, it wouldn't have just died on him. And then, you know, starting back up, it's going to be something that got hot or got tired, and I'm going to guess it's fuel pump. I didn't even put the pressure regulator tester on there because it's fuel pump. Watch, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be wrong now, but I'll show you that this is a I don't know if you can see that good. 06 2000, so June of 2000. So it should be a 2001. However, I was like, where's the fuel pump at? First thing I did is pull this guy back, and that is just a sending unit, I believe. There's no fuel lines coming out of it. So then I'm like, where is that at? I looked online, and the video, everybody said, oh yeah, it's right there. I was like, no. And this one, it's a passenger seat. Underneath the passenger seat. Luckily, it's right there, easy to get to. But it's in a different spot, so I thought I'd let everybody know because this is a 2000 vehicle. Passat 4motion wagon. VR6, or V6, not VR6, sorry. I keep calling it a VR6. Anyway, we're going to get that pulled out and swapped out, and then do some spark plugs because the spark plugs are really bad on this guy. But anyway, that's what we're working on today. Alright guys, working on my son's 2001 Passat wagon, 4motion, 2.8 liter. Originally we thought it was a fuel pump, replaced the fuel pump, and seemed to work a minute longer, but then the problem returned and it started getting more, like instead of an hour and a half, it'd be an hour, and now it's right at a half hour, just sitting there idling in the driveway, it'll die. But now, after that, it's starting to throw a code, which is P as in Papa 0322, which is a engine speed sensor. Some people call it the crank position sensor on this car, which again, this is the 2.8 liter, not the 1.8 liter, 2.8 V6. That crank position sensor is, a second, let me get a little pointer doodle. Yeah, magnet will do. Position sensor is that guy right there. Hopefully you can see that right there. So we ordered one. I also ordered a cam position sensor because if in replacing this it doesn't fix it, then it's also the forums are saying it might also be that, but we're hopeful that it is that one. So we're going to swap that guy out. I'm just now figuring out where to attack it from. I think I can get it loose there, but I think the wire comes up underneath here. So I'm going to pull this out of the way and see what's up, and I'll let you know. Alright, well, got that sensor swapped out. Ran it for about an hour and a half, and took it for a ride and stuff, and it didn't die, so either that sensor's slightly better or it fixed the problem. And I think I showed you where it was. The connector, it's really hard to get out, even though I disconnected the one bolt. The connector is underneath here, and it's the gray one. You can see it right there. I haven't put it back in actual place because I wanted to make sure that that was the problem. But it's the second one, green, gray, and then orange on this car. Gray matches, so I'm just going to reroute it a little bit and then put it back in. But a while ago, he was driving this car, and both of the flex joints, you can see they went out. I mean, I don't know if I showed you this already, but they just went out and gave up the ghost. And it's hard to tell looking at it after it's been removed. He needed his car. We didn't have one to loan him, so I booger welded them back together so at least he could get around. It was still throwing an engine code for oxygen sensors because it was sucking in air. And you can see I just had to booger weld the tar out of it just to get them back together. Now I've ground them off, getting ready to put new ones on. So I've got I ordered these. We've got them in. And while he's deployed, we're going to get it fixed, but they were too long. So I've got everything all cut. And these guys will go in there like that. And like that. And then I'll just tack them and weld, and then put the mufflers back up in there, measure, cut, and then weld it all together down here, and then put those in there and weld it on top. So kind of in process. I'll take more video to show you, but it's really hard. You can't get this pipe out without doing some major stuff that I'm aware of. There's 3 bolts on the cat. The cat's up there. I don't know if you can even see it up there. Cat's up there. There's 3 bolts on each one. With the one on top is almost impossible to get to. And even if you could, you can only move this out. You can't get it out of the whole thing. Almost like like you need to drop the whole cradle. Anyway, I just cut these off here, ground them down, and got a good bit of grounding because I booger welded the tar out of them trying to make them last longer. And then I got those parts cut, so we'll get it put together tomorrow, little bit at a time. Another one of those things where you just work one issue at a time. This was the best match I could find for his flex joints. They weren't very expensive. I just ordered them online, and like I said, I cut it off, then ground them as flat as I could, and we'll get them in. All right, we'll pick up where we left off tomorrow. All right, I got these things trimmed off and about the right size. Those booger welds I put on there for temporary to get them down the road were a pain to get off, but I got those off mostly to the point where we can use the components. Now we're going to set them up in there. I'm going to clean up a little bit first. I'm going to set them up in there, make sure they're the right length, tack them in. I got a leak right here I'm going to look at before I go further. It's just a little leak, but you know how that is. Littles turn into bigs. Anyway, almost done with this, and then we'll see how it sounds. All right, you can hear it. I've never found that screw. It's dangling around somewhere. Anyway, you can hear it. It's pretty good, nice and quiet. No check engine lights. Got a little bit of a exhaust leak that when you're stepping on it, you can hear it just a little bit, but yeah, looks like it was the crank position sensor that was messing up his starting and drivability. It actually would just die on him, and that's, you're going down the road, it just shut the engine off, which is totally dangerous, but it appears to be fixed. Got the exhaust fixed finally. I got a light to put in up here. There's a light bulb out, and that'll be it for this guy. That's the 2001, I'm gonna leave that hood open, 2001 Passat 4motion 2.8 that had no crank, no start issue, and some exhaust problems. Anyway, there you go.